So, 3 weeks in, my business made $4.20. Yes, my plan totally off track. Here's the messy reality no one on YouTube wants to share. If you're wondering what building a business from scratch as a single mom really looks like, you've come to the right place. Let's dive in. All right, let's talk numbers. The real ones that nobody really wants to share. Okay, I made a plan, right? So here's where I plan to be versus where I actually am this week, week 3. So I plan to work 25 hours per week. I actually worked 16. And you know what? Life happens, right? For study, I plan to spend 10 hours a week, studying for my licensing exam, other new skills that I need to grow my business. I actually manage just 3 hours. This one stinks a little bit. Money made so far, $4.20. That's it. My first money made from this YouTube business. Well, it's not much. It's not even enough to buy a meal at McDonald's, but it's not zero. So that's what it counts at this stage. I'm happy with it. It's not, at least it's not zero. So is it enough? No. So let me show you what my office looks like. This is my office, my kitchen table. Glamorous, I know. Yeah, a mess of textbooks and notebooks and pens and pencils, and there's always a cup of coffee that's gone cold. Yeah, and my distractions: two constantly hungry teenage boys, 7 clingy cats, and laundry that refuses to fold itself. Oh, by the way, if you are getting any value at all from this content, please go ahead and tap that like button. Thank you. Now, I know these numbers might seem discouraging, especially if you finally decided to dive into entrepreneurship. But here's the thing, I think these numbers are actually pretty realistic for most people. You don't see many people being this transparent about the messy reality of starting a business. And I'm hoping this could encourage rather than discourage like minded people. So I set these big goals for myself. I'm treating my plan as a baseline. I'm just doing as much as I can each week. So this week, the biggest challenge was not tech or the marketing. It was fighting off this feeling that I am not moving fast enough. I felt like a complete failure, being left far away behind. Every time I see another I made X amount of money in 30 days post, I have to remind myself that my journey is different and mine is just moving slower than I hoped, and not to get discouraged by other successful stories. Here's what I've learned: rushing through important steps is catastrophic, especially when you are trying to build something sustainable. I'm not here just trying to make a quick buck. I want to create a foundation that can support my family's future. So, it should take some time. And why does this matter so much? Well, first of all, our life depends on it. That's one thing. And I cannot find a job. But also, my sons are watching, and I want them to see that setbacks don't mean you quit. I'll be honest, I have a mini breakdown from time to time. Recently there was one after realizing I was following my original plan. I felt like I was failing my boys, I was failing our future. But I also found a moment of pride when I bounced back, faced the reality, and continued to do what I was supposed to do. And this emotional roller coaster is really exhausting. But I'm still here, not giving up yet. And speaking of not giving up, next week I am trying something new, something that's either going to be a game changer or a total disaster. More on that in a minute. So, if you ever felt like you are falling behind while everyone else seems to have it all figured out, we're in this together. So, what did I learn about myself this week? I learned I was more resilient than I thought, and small progress still counts as progress. That $4.20, it's a small amount, but it's like a proof that this is actually working because it's not zero. I know I'm being optimistic, but it's not zero. Those 3 hours of focused studying and taking actions, still more than zero. So instead of beating myself up for not hitting the target every time, I'm learning to celebrate small wins, even the tiny ones. Anyone else feels like progress is invisible until you look back? Tell me below. I want to hear your story. This week taught me that consistency matters more than perfection. Some weeks I'll work 25 hours, other weeks it'll be 16. Some weeks I'll feel unstoppable, other weeks I'll feel totally defeated. That does not make me a failure. That makes me a human living a life. So, how do you celebrate your small wins later in your life, like myself? So, what's the plan for week 4? So, here's where things get real. You remember that game changer or disaster I teased earlier? I have to let you in on what's honestly making my stomach do backflips right now. Well, because apparently I love chaos, right? I'm committing to something that terrifies me actually. For the entire month of September, I am uploading a video every single day. Yes, every single day. That is something I never succeeded before. So this is going to be quite a challenge for me. And I'm putting it out there. My public income goal for September is $100. That's 25 times more than what I made last month, $4.20. It may sound tiny, but honestly, it's a huge deal for me. $4.20 to $100, it's such a huge jump and a little bit embarrassing to say it out loud. But anyway, there you have it. Daily uploads and $100 income goal for September. Will I actually stick to daily uploads? Will I hit that $100 goal? Or will I be back here in October explaining why I miserably failed at both? I hope not. I'm nervous. I'm excited. And honestly, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. But that's what you're here for, right? The real unfiltered journey. So, as the first step closer to my goal income, I finally started my YouTube channel membership. When you sign up for my membership, you will get an exclusive access to membership only videos. So, buckle up because the coming week could be the breakthrough I've been working for or the messiest week yet. Either way, you'll see it all here. If you are out there building something from scratch, especially if you are starting over later in life, like myself, drop a comment below. I would love to hear your stories. And if you want to see the checklist, that's honestly the only reason I haven't totally lost my mind. You can find it on my Substack. Links below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.